What is up, YouTube? Welcome to my channel. This is my first ever YouTube video. I wanted to start off by saying thank you for taking the time to watch this. And I wanted to dive into what exactly I intend on doing with this channel. So, my goal is to capture my life and my family's life in a different perspective. I intend on covering what our journey looks like while we're traveling internationally. I intend on covering what it looks like when we get back to the States with buying a home, renovating the home, homesteading, starting rentals, doing renovations on these rentals, as well as my woodworking journey, what it looks like to embody entrepreneurship and incorporate that within family setting, and help our children understand the importance of working for yourself and building things yourself. But I will cover all kinds of stuff within this channel. And one of the biggest things is how I got into photography and videography, uh, the settings that I use for color grading within DaVinci Resolve 20, as well as my presets that I've created through Lightroom, some of the must-have items that I use for my camera setup, the small rig, um, attachments that I use, and as well as some of the items that are must have for traveling specifically. And I'm just going to cover a lot of different things. I'm going to try to get more comfortable talking on camera, keeping eye contact with the lens rather than someone else's eyes. I've noticed I keep drifting down here, so I want to try to get better about presenting and looking into the lens itself. Talk a little bit about, the different things that I use within the creation of these videos. Right now, I'm running a 2 to 5 stop V&D, the McKinnon V&D by Polar Pro, and it is incredible for high exposure settings like outdoor video recording as well as photography. So I love this V&D so far. I've noticed that there's not a lot of videos on this V&D specifically explaining like the pros and the cons, and it's a very, very high dollar V&D. So I'm going to dive into it a little bit more and create before and after content, like using it and how it looks and upholds without using it. But I'm just going to cover a million different things. And I know a lot of YouTube channels are specifically channeled towards certain audiences, like photography audiences or videography audiences or woodworking audiences or DIY audiences or real estate audiences for homesteading audiences. I intend on embodying all of this into this page, and I really hope that it picks up steam. I would love to grab and engage more people because I feel like I personally can speak to a lot of different things and experiences that I have experienced and that I am going to experience along the way. One of which being the transition from the military to the civilian life and what it looks like to be an entrepreneurial person within the military or an entrepreneur coming out of the military, and how to pivot and go about the transition and working for yourself. But also, I can speak to some military experiences, like for transitioning specifically, like going from your last 6 months or year within the military and then getting into skill bridge and getting into disability claims and getting into all of these things that no one really sits down and explains and goes into depth with. So I want to dive into all of that on this channel. I really hope that you enjoy this content. If you have questions, if you like these videos, or tips that you want me to include, or things that you want me to go over in more depth, leave a comment and let me know what exactly you want me to dive deeper into. So this is just to kind of preface what to expect out of my content. There's a lot that I'm going to be covering, and in the next 2 to 3 months, I'm really going to be focusing in on my camera, the video and the photography aspect of this camera, the things that I recommend and suggest, what exactly this journey looks like for us as far as traveling with 2 kids, traveling internationally, navigating the airport, how we've managed to make all of this possible. So I really and truly don't want to spoil a bunch of what I intend on creating as far as content, but just know that all of these things are going to come into fruition within these videos. And if you enjoy this content, please subscribe, comment, follow. We'll be linking all of the different camera gear that I use, what my top 5 items are for photography, what my top 5 items are for videography, top 5 items for traveling, and just all of these things are going to start coming. As well as, entry level color grading within DaVinci, entry level photography expectations, and what you should strive for. All of this is going to be content coming your way. So bear with me. I'm going to be learning this color grading aspect of this journey along the way. So please follow along and, you know, give me some constructive criticism. Thank you so much for watching. As always, comment, like, subscribe.